Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. My name is Eric Pate. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Racing with Eric Pate. I'm your host, Eric Pate. A little bit of a, probably longer episode here today, because we got quite a few things to talk about. The usual bullshit with the, with the race results, what the playoff fields in each series looks like, playoff scenarios for the Cup Series. I would start working out playoff scenarios for the Xfinity Series starting next week when the Xfinity race ends. We're going to look at our controversy of the week, the double yellow line rule. We got wrecks in it. We got 2 wrecks in 1 pit row incident we are going to talk about. I could not find a video of what caused the pit row incident. We will talk about, like, from a bird's eye view of what actually took place that caused... Here, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Daniel Suarez's car to catch on fire. We will take a look with Daniel Suarez's car catching on fire, and then I'll tell you what had taken place. Penalties from this week and last week. Letting you know right now, there's no penalties this week. I don't think there will be any penalties this week. And last week, we did have a penalty, that major penalty that came out, and I almost made a video right then and there discussing it. 2 laps from Darlington. We're also going to take a look at what is the Darlington stripe and my picks for Darlington. Now, honestly, we should have talking about the Darlington stripe the last time we raced in Darlington. I think I did actually, and where I may have not. But for the sake of this video, we're going to do a reminder of it. I didn't make a slide describing what it is. I'm just going to show you 5 photos I found of cars with it and what the Darlington wall would look like once we get the so-called Darlington stripe. This week, for the hell of it, since they're already in their playoffs, we're just going to go ahead and start off with the Truck Series. Letting you know, for the playoff races, if a name is highlighted, for the Truck Series, we're going to be using red. For the Xfinity Series, we're going to be using purple. I'm still trying to figure out what color I'm going to use for the Cup Series. I'm probably going to go with white. With white? No, we're probably going to go with black. So, or, you know what? We're going to go with yellow. No, let's go with black. Black seems to be the best option. So, the LiUNA 175 race results. Now, I did not invert the race results this time. I decided to go forward. So, here we go. Layne Riggs, for the first time, we're going to be saying his name as our first place finisher. Got his first career win. Dislocated his shoulder while fist pumping the air because he won. The next 8 drivers are all Truck Series playoff drivers. Majeski 2nd, 3rd Christian Eckes, 4th Nick Sanchez, 5th Tyler Gray, Tyler Ankrum 6th, Corey Heim 7th, 8th Daniel Dye, 9th Ben Rhodes, 10th Matt Crafton, 11th Tanner Gray, Kaden Honeycutt 12th, 13th Grant Enfinger, 14th William Sawalich, Jack Wood 15th, 16th Dillon, 17th Sammy Smith, Rajah 18th, 19th Dean Thompson, 20th Stewart Friesen, Jake Garcia 21st, 22nd Carter Jones, 23rd Chase Purdy, Matt Mills 24th, 25th Timmy Hill, 26th Bret Holmes, 27th Mason Maggio, Spencer Boyd 28th, 29th Bayley Currey, 30th Dexter Bean, 31st Marco Andretti, Thad Moffitt 32nd, Matthew Gould 33rd, 34th Justin S Carroll, Lawless Alan 35th, Jayson Alexander 36th. Dillon was stage 1 winner. Jake Garcia 2nd, Christian Eckes 3rd, 4th Majeski, 5th Nick Sanchez, Layne Riggs 6th, 7th Daniel Dye, 8th Tanner Gray, 9th Tyler Gray, 10th Tyler Ankrum. Christian Eckes was our stage 2 winner. Majeski 2nd, 3rd Layne Riggs, 4th Nick Sanchez, 5th Tyler Gray, 5th Daniel Dye, Tyler Ankrum 7th, 8th Matt Crafton, 9th Kaden Honeycutt, 10th Grant Enfinger. So after Milwaukee, here's what the playoff field looks like as of now. After we got done with Milwaukee in the Truck Series, Christian Eckes is plus 60, Majeski plus 44, Corey Heim plus 41, Nick Sanchez plus 34. Tyler Gray is plus 13. Tyler Ankrum's also plus 13. Daniel Dye plus 9. Grant Enfinger plus 2. Ben Rhodes minus 2. Minus 4 is Rajah. The Wawa 250 powered by Coca-Cola. Ryan Truex has his third career win in this race. Chandler Smith second. Third, Parker Kligerman. Fourth, Riley Hurst. Fifth, Ryan Sieg. Jordan Anderson sixth. Seventh, Justin Allgaier. Eighth, Sheldon Creed. Ninth is Leland Honeyman. 10th, Kyler Weatherman. 11th is Josh Williams. Joe Graff Jr. 12th. 13th, Tim Mayer. 14th, Blaine Perkins. 15th, Kyle Sieg. Brendan Poole. 16th, Jeb Burton. 17th. 18th, Patrick Emmerling. 19th, CJ McLaughlin. 20th, Joey Gaze. 21st, Jesse Love. 22nd, Brendan Jones. 23rd, Sammy Smith. 24th, AJ Allmendinger. 25th, Shane Van Gisbergen. 26th, Anthony Alfredo. 27th, Jeremy Clements. 28th, Jeffrey Earnhardt. 29th, Cesar Baccarella. Josh Bilicki. 30th. 31st, Austin Hill. 32nd, Cole Custer. 33rd, Matt DiBenedetto. Parker Retzlaff. 34th. 35th, Timothy Baines. And Gus Dean was 36th. Ryan Ellis 37th. And 38th, Ronnie Ortega. Our stages were the following. Justin Allgaier won stage 1. Chandler Smith 2nd. 3rd, AJ Allmendinger. 4th, Sheldon Creed. Parker Kligerman 5th. 6th, Ryan Truex. 7th, Anthony Alfredo. 8th, Joe Graff Jr. 9th, Sammy Smith. 10th, Jeremy Clements. Justin Allgaier was stage 2 winner. Riley Harris 2nd. Ryan Truex 3rd. 4th, AJ Allmendinger. 5th, Jeb Burton. 6th, Parker Kligerman. 7th, Sheldon Creed. Chandler Smith 8th. 9th, Brendan Jones. 10th is Josh Williams. With 4 races to go, our Xfinity playoffs looks like this. Now, this is for most to least amount of wins. Champaign Gisbergen got Portland, Sonoma, and Chicago. Got the wins there. Chandler Smith, Phoenix, and Richmond. Austin Hill got Daytona and Atlanta. Justin Allgaier got Darlington and Michigan. Sam Mayer, Texas, and Iowa. Cole Custer, Pocono. Riley Hurst, Indianapolis. Talladega for Jesse Love. AJ Allmendinger's plus 113. He should be able to lock in after this weekend. Sheldon Creed plus 93. Parker Kligerman plus 44. Ryan Sieg plus 15. Sammy Smith minus 15. Brendan Jones 108 must win. Anthony Alfredo minus 131 must win. And Brendan Poole minus 131 must win. Actually, I don't know if that's right, but that doesn't matter. He's still in a must-win situation. Coke Zero Sugar 400 race results. Harrison Burton first. Second, Kyle Busch. Third, Christopher Bell. Fourth, Cody Ware. Fifth, Ty Gibbs. Sixth, Bubba Wallace. Seventh, Parker Retzlaff. Eighth, Brad Keselowski. Ninth, Daniel Hemrick. 10th, Chris Buescher. 11th, Carson Hocevar. 12th, Ross Chastain. 13th, Zane Smith. 14th, Chase Briscoe. 15th, John Hunter Nemechek. Alex Bowman, 16th. 17th, Eric Jones. Austin Cindric, 18th. 19th, AJ McLeod. 20th, Joey Gase. Kyle Larson, 21st. 22nd, Austin Dillon. 23rd, Todd Gilliland. 24th, Martin Truex. 25th, Austin Hill. 26th, Josh Berry. 27th, William Byron. 28th, Tyler Reddick. Ryan Blaney, 29th. 30th, Michael McDowell. 31st, Joey Logano. 32nd, Justin Haley. Ricky Stenhouse, 33rd. 34th, Corey LaJoie. Champagne Gisbergen, 35th. 36th was Chase Elliott. 37th, Noah Gragson. And 38th, Denny Hamlin. 39th, Ryan Preece. And Daniel Suarez was 40th. Stage results were Josh Berry won the first stage. Second, Joey Logano. Third, Chris Buescher. Fourth, Austin Cindric. Fifth, Ryan Blaney. Sixth, Todd Gilliland. Seventh, Brad Keselowski. Eighth, Michael McDowell. Ninth, William Byron. 10th, Kyle Larson. Joey Logano was the Stage 2 winner with Ryan Blaney second. Third, Brad Keselowski. Fourth, Kyle Larson. Fifth, Todd Gilliland. Sixth, Justin Haley. Seventh, Kyle Busch. Eighth, William Byron. Ninth, Chris Buescher. 10th, Bubba Wallace. The Cup Series playoff grid as of right now with one to go. That is right. One more race and we have the playoffs. We got Kyle Larson with his wins in Las Vegas, Kansas, Sonoma, Indianapolis. Christopher Bell, Phoenix. Coke 600, New Hampshire. Tyler Reddick, Talladega, Michigan. William Byron, Daytona, Coda, and Martinsville. Ryan Blaney, Iowa, and Pocono. Denny Hamlin, Bristol. There's a national next to Bristol. We'll talk about that, I think, on the next slide. Richmond and Dover. Chase Elliott, Texas. Brad Keselowski, Darlington. 9th, Joe Logano in Nashville. 10th, Austin Cindric, Worldwide Technology. Daniel Suarez at Atlanta. Alex Bowman in Chicago. Harrison Burton, obviously, with his win in Daytona. Run Truex was 58, plus 39, Ty Gibbs. Plus 21 is Chris Buescher. Bo Wallace, minus 21. Ross Chastain, minus 27. Kyle Busch, minus 106, must win. Chase Briscoe, minus 144, must win. So is everybody else, including Austin Dillon. We'll talk about Austin Dillon here in just a second. Controversy of the week. After taking the lead going in 3 and 4 last lap, Harrison Burton cleared Kyle Busch. Leaving forward, coming to the checkered, Burton went below the double yellow line. NASCAR reviewed it and determined that he did not violate any rules. Which brings us to the So, you see this line right here in this photo we are currently looking at. Now we're going to hit play in just a second in this video. Where my cursor is where the double yellow line is. We're going to talk about it more 2 slides now. I thought we were talking about Austin Dillon. It's more or less 3 slides from now with Austin Dillon. But this double yellow line right here, you are not allowed to go below it to gain your position. Let's take a look at what happened to Harrison Burton. So, I decided to start to where Harrison Burton takes the lead here. So, he takes the lead going down the backstretch for the final time in Daytona. Kyle Busch had a shot to win this race. I was pretty upset because I wanted Kyle to win. As they go into the final corner for the final time, Harrison Burton throws a block on Kyle. Now, I think Kyle got him a little loose as they came to the tri-oval. Harrison, boom, is below the double yellow line. Thing is, Harrison did not gain his position, obviously, because he won. And then coming checkered, boom. Harrison Burton still won. After careful review, it was determined that Burton is the winner. Now, I didn't quite understand the rule because I thought you couldn't go down there at all. We'll go more in depth in just a second. We're going to take a look at a similar incident that took place at Talladega in 2020. Okay. So, Denny Hamlin won this race, by the way. This is Hamlin, where my cursor is. Let's hit play. So, Hamlin clearly goes below the double yellow line right there. And then, it looks like he gained 2 positions right here. Right here. And then, he goes back up to clear the 24 and 21. NASCAR determined that, though, he did not advance his position, which it obviously looked like he did. So, if they're going to take away Harrison Burton's win from Daytona for this, I think we should go ahead and take away, I know it's happened 4 years ago, but we should go ahead and take away Denny Hamlin's win from Talladega in 2020. If they can, because Harrison Burton didn't advance his position. Harrison Burton was in the lead when he got below the double yellow line versus what we just saw with Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin obviously gained his position. Let's actually take a look at what the rule states for the education portion of this episode. Vehicles must race above the double yellow lines around the entire racetrack. If NASCAR judgment a vehicle goes beneath the double yellow line to improve position, that driver will be black flagged. If in NASCAR's judgment a vehicle is forced to to another vehicle beneath the double yellow line in an effort to stop the advancement and pass, the driver who forced the other vehicle can be black flagged. It was the Truck Series in 2019, I believe, I saw that Johnny Sauter forced a couple of people below the double yellow line coming to checkered. And NASCAR stripped the win right then and there of Johnny Sauter to the second place finisher of Spencer Boyd. So Spencer Boyd ended up being declared the winner because of Johnny Sauter. Made a mistake. So, let's go ahead and start off with our 3 incidents of the week. Incident number 1 we're going to take a look at. So, when they came back from break, I was so confused. Why is Daniel Suarez out of his race car? That's why. Giant fire coming out of his car. Now, I cannot find a video. Let's see if it's later on in the video they show it, what happened. That caused this. But what happened was, so I'm just going to go ahead and say what happened. So Denny Hamlin pitted behind Daniel Suarez. Now a tiny amount of fuel leaked from the Denny Hamlin pit stop. Happened roughly around the same time as Suarez. And no, Denny Hamlin's car backfired when they took the can out, and it sparked a fire and it hit Daniel Suarez. Now he tried to drive fast around the racetrack to try to get it out. The problem being, the fire just got too aggressive and Daniel Suarez had to get it out of the race car. Now, due to the fact that this was a mechanical issue, NASCAR determined that Daniel Suarez didn't have to go to the infield care center, and he could return to the race. But the crew chief said that he was not going to return to the race, which is completely understandable. So, because the car is basically, the back half of that car is not even recognizable after the fire was put out. Let's take a look at incident number 2. This happened with roughly about 8 laps to go. They go off into turn 1, and then Micah McDowell gets clipped by Austin Cindric, and then Joey Logano hits, and he goes airborne, almost upside down. In NASCAR, I thought they made an effort this week to cause cars not to go almost upside down, but apparently it did not work out too well after the wild ride. And look at that. Next thing you know, a bunch of cars just come piling in. Malcolm McDowell, unfortunately, day was done. I good think he is safe. Take a look at incident number 3. This happened with 2 laps to go in regulation. Now, only if they waited about 45 more seconds for this to happen. So Josh Berry and Austin Cindric again gets involved in another wreck. Oh, I thought, NASCAR, I thought you made an effort this week to cause cars not to catch on fire, no, to flip upside down. Why don't we take a look at what happened to Josh Berry, shall we? He goes upside down right here, slides across this what was glass, and then smacks really hard into the inside wall. Yeah. Roughly the same place where last year Ryan Preece went for a wild ride. Hey, I thought you were trying to make it. I thought you did something that caused the cars not to go upside down, and we can see a car upside down right here, NASCAR. Alright. So, let's get into the big penalty from last week. I should have waited until Thursday, but I didn't. The number 11 team has been issued an L2 penalty for violating NASCAR's engine inspection requirement. The team has been assessed with the loss of $75 driver and owner points and 10 NASCAR playoff points. Crew chief Chris Grapehart has been fined $100,000. And that Bristol win that we had an asterisk next to for last 5 months, yeah, that we didn't have the asterisk next to for the last 5 months, and I decided to go ahead and add that in. Yeah, that's because it's no longer counting to the playoffs. Let's talk about the appeal hearings from Austin Dillon. The hearing with the panel that took place last Wednesday, Austin Dillon penalty for Richmond and his win at the same time still cannot get him into the playoffs. The appeal panel said that they were going to upheld the penalty. Spotter suspension was reduced to 1 week. Okay. I still think we should have kept it for 3. That's not okay. There was a hearing on Monday, aka yesterday, August 26, 2024, with the final appeal officer, and he agreed with the panel and still upheld his penalty. He is now in a must-win situation to make the playoffs. I've read it before. I either read this somewhere or I've seen it. That when an appeal panel denies an appeal, and then you're like, oh, we're going to go to the final appeals officer. 90% of the time, the final appeals officer is going to agree with the panel. When I heard that he was going to go to the final appeal officer, I'm just like, dude, you're just going to make yourself look stupid, Richard Childress. I want to read it, see if Richard Childress has released a statement as we're talking about this. I think it is a dumb idea to go to the final appeals officer because I said for the last 5 days that as soon as appeals panel gets together 90 and denies the penalty, an appeal, 90% of the time that they are going to agree with the panel. So I'm trying to see if they released a statement regarding on what was said yesterday regarding so there's no other reaction from Richard Childress, but I bet it's probably going to be something like that they're disappointed in the decision. There's nothing else they can do. They already had 2 appeal hearings. They can probably take legal action, but I mean, it's clear that what Austin Dillon did was uncalled for. And everybody was saying that him and Logano had made the same moves. Honestly, I've seen the moves that everyone's talking about with Hamlin and Logano. And those moves, Hamlin and Logano were actually on the bumpers of the drivers. They weren't like 3 or 4 car lengths back like Austin Dillon was going in the final corner. Honestly, though, I think the spotter suspension should have stayed at 3 weeks. Actually, it should have been extended to a little bit longer. Also, I think if you lose 2 appeal hearings, it should be a suspension on the driver and the team owner and the crew chief to attend the races. Anyway, what's next? My 2 laps from Darlington. Let's take a listen here. Let's just take a listen to what I said about the laps in Darlington. I decided to include the start of the race here. Alright, time for the 2 lap segment, 3 lap segment here. Now, I'm going to do this in a race again because it's a night race and this is quickly, and I figured we want to do this in the conditions that the track is going to be in on Sunday night this week. So I'm racing as a 21 car. In this case, it's meant to Benedetto. The reason why I didn't race as a 45 last week is because I didn't feel like changing my car number in custom, and there's no 45 in the Cup Series. On NASCAR 2020, are you going to do the winning car number from the last race? It is not in that race as. We'll say the bubble, since there's no 5, we'll race as the first person this time. So there's a zone, there's a restart zone, which is right here. Now, we weren't on the front row. Alright, so we started lap 1. Like I said, I'm doing 3 laps. I decided to turn off stages. Now, I just hit the wall. Got it. Every driver in Darlington at some point in the race, every driver in Darlington at some point, Jimmy Johnson just hit the wall. Everybody's gonna hit the wall at least once. Now, you want to race on top. This dotted line separates the apron. Now, I'm gonna do something during our 3 laps here. Actually, I should have turned practice on. Getting on Darlington's pit row is hard. And I will just show you how hard it is at the end of the next lap. Not the end of this lap, the end of the next, to conclude our 3-lap portion of this episode. Now, I'm gonna, I went up the racetrack a couple of times here. Every driver, at least once during the race this weekend, is gonna hit the wall. Every single driver. They're gonna get something called the Darlington Stripe, which you will see on the next slide. Alright, let me show you now how hard it is to get onto pit row at this racetrack. Alright. You want to get on the apron in 3 and 4 because the line to pit row sneaks up on you.
Back it down.
So, that's how hard it is, and that's 3 laps from Darlington. So I mentioned something in that video, something about the Darlington Stripe. We're looking at roughly about 4 examples here. 3 examples here of what the Darlington Stripe looks like. So this is from Kyle Busch's car right here where my cursor is. He got looks like he got it pretty good. Chase Briscoe didn't get it as bad, and then Austin Dillon right here got it. Now this is what the wall looks like after everybody gets the Darlington Stripe. Like I said, every single driver at some point this weekend is going to get that Darlington Stripe because everybody at least once is going to hit the wall. Darlington's track nickname is the track too tough to tame. Anyway, last slide is my picks for Darlington. And I just went ahead and did this. I picked Joey Logano, Eric Jones, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, and Ty Gibbs. All these guys have had top 10s in the next-gen car at Darlington, and I have a feeling one of these 7 guys is going to get their first career, is going to win in Darlington. Out of all these guys, honestly, I think the guy who has the best shot is actually one of these 2 guys right here, William Byron and Kyle Larson. I also do think Ty Gibbs is going to get himself his first career win. So anyway, that does it for this week of Let's Talk Racing with Eric Pate. Check flags in the air. See you guys next week. Next week, by the way, speaking of which, the series is going to be having a name change just for 1 week. It's not going to be Let's Talk Racing with Eric Pate. It's going to be Let's Talk Racing with Eric Pate and Corbin Hedgeland. And I'll see you guys next week.